Hello all and welcome to Stingray Tom's Florida. A year ago, one of the first videos I put on this channel was a Florida version of the poem best known as "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." This year I put together something that isn't quite so holiday themed, but is different than my usual work since it's poetry instead of history. But I think the work of this particular poet, Don Blanding, is very evocative of the things that Florida tourists imagine Florida to be. I realize not everyone is a big fan of poetry, but I've chosen 3 short Blanding poems that just about everyone will enjoy. And of course I'm illustrating them with my photo work as well as a few images from the archive. I hope you enjoy this respite from the history of Florida tourism. I'll put a link to Don Blanding's Wikipedia page so you can learn something about him. The page appears reasonably accurate. He only lived in Fort Pierce, Florida for a few years, but the one book of poetry, titled Floridays, not only captures the feeling of the Sunshine State, but was an influence on the work of the songwriter Jimmy Buffett. Enough so that Buffett chose Floridays as the title of both a record album and a song. As you're probably aware, Buffett has had a highly significant impact on Florida over more than 50 years. Blanding's book was published in 1941, just prior to the American involvement in World War II. Along with my photos, I've included a few of the drawings Blanding created for the book as well. They have the distinct feel of woodblock prints, though the book simply lists them as illustrations. The poems don't really need an introduction. One is about Florida in general, the next is about a long popular attraction and one of the most important landmarks of the Sunshine State, and the third is about a favorite bird of mine. The first poem is Heart of the Land, and I've shortened it a bit. I hope you don't mind. Away from the plushy pleasure spots, the tourist cams and the trailer lots, the bathing beauties and swank hotels, the made-to-order bosky dells, the dollar lures and the tourist traps, the hey-hey joints that are made for saps, away from the highways and big resorts, away from the cities and racetrack sports, the gifty shops and smart arcades, are the jungles, the scrub and the Everglades, the great savannas, the little farms, the backcountry with its sturdy charms, where the heart of Florida really lives. It's a rich reward that this great heart gives to the ones who look with eyes to see and ears attuned to its melody. It's an untamed heart and wild and free. Its song is a primitive rhapsody. It's a passionate song of growth and death, from the hurricane's roar to the whispered breath of moon moths' wings in ghostly flight, and a gator's bellow that shocks the night. It's the panther's squall and the whoop of cranes. It's the drum of surf and the drip of rains. It's the tarpon's splash and a bullfrog's croak. It's the chatter of squirrels in an old live oak. It's the song of birds like the notes of flutes. It's the swirl of tides in the mangrove roots. If you would learn the song of the land, you must look and listen and understand. You must learn the season's subtle change. You must drive the roads and roam the range from the northern pines to the southern keys. You must know the swamps and their mysteries. You must know the language and the homely phrase of the country people and country ways. You must know the people who live and toil. You must root your heart in this tropic soil. From the roots of your heart, the song will grow until it's every note you know. If you like these poems, please leave me a comment. I'd certainly appreciate anything you have to share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's starting to grow pretty quickly these days. Poem number 2, Singing Tower. The Singing Tower holds aloft its carillon of bells, while from its carven marble shaft the sweetest music swells. Our hearts are stilled to hear the song that trembles down the sky, as though an angel chorus sang hosannas from on high. We go away amazed and awed by such rich melody, yet all along the country road for those who care to see are slender shafts of dusty green, 100 singing towers, with carillons of ivory bells, the tall white yucca flowers, that echo with a silent voice a child or dreamer hears, the angels' glad hosannas like the music of the spheres. Before the last poem, I'd like to mention a friend of mine who is a wonderful and award-winning songwriter and musician, Dan Drnach. Dan has just released 2 original Christmas songs, and they're available on Apple Music. I'll have a link to them in the video notes. Dan's not sponsoring this video or anything. I've just had the honor to work with him, and I love his music. He's so good, he even did the theme music for Stingray Tom's Florida. So please check out these new tunes, perfect for the 2021 holiday season. Poem number 3, Pelican. The pelican's a homely fowl. It's not as comely as the owl. The owl is not a pretty bird. The pelican is quite absurd. It has an unattractive skin, a baggy pouch in place of chin. Its manners are grotesque and rude. It's very sloppy with its food. A dozen fishes at a gulp. Its body is a shapeless pulp with much too much or not enough to make a bird you'd want to stuff. Its toes turn in, its feet are flat. Its neck is thin, its figure fat. It has a mean and jaundiced eye. It isn't graceful flying by. It bulges where it ought to curve. I think it has a lot of nerve to look so pompous, pleased, and smug with such an unimpressive mug, and yet I shouldn't carp nor scold. Perhaps it has a heart of gold. Thanks for watching another of my videos. I hope you have a happy holiday season. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to learn more about Florida's tourism history. Stingray Tom's Florida, traveling through time around the Sunshine State.